Okay, good evening, and you are all welcome to today's live stream. And we are going to be doing a lot today, just as we have been doing every other days of free lectures. Today happens to be the day three of our lectures, so I want you to all stay tuned, stay with me as I begin to present to you, the essence, the smoothness, the sweetness, the relevance of everything that I have been teaching from day one. So a whole lot has a whole lot has come to play here. I've mentioned a whole lot our about smart money concepts from the onset when I started teaching, and I'm still going to be doing a whole lot today. So I'm going to be teaching a whole lot concerning smart money concepts today. So if you are with us, just stay tuned. You can just give us some likes, give us some loves in the comment section, and while we go into today's video, and the countdown has been there for an hour to you know create awareness to remind us that okay, this the class will be starting soon, and here we are. The class has started, and so, without any form of delay, I will just go into the recap of what I showed us yesterday. So, yesterday I began to tell us how that the price moves in certain patterns, certain things we must see for us to see that, oh, price is actually moving in my direction. First, have to see. We cannot just see price forms a swing. We cannot just see any swing and call it, oh, this is swing high, or just see any swing and say, oh, this is actually a swing low. We want to follow certain constraints. We want to follow uh, certain movements in the markets, certain patterns that price forms for us. Those are the things that will help us mark our chart correctly, right? So that being said, yesterday I began to show us how price moves. So I'll just give us a very quick recap of that session, and we will move into what we have to do today. So today we are going to be marking charts. So I think I've deleted most of these write-ups yesterday. Let me see if I can have them back. I don't think I can. Of course not. Uh, Everything is totally deleted. Okay, it's all right. So, not to worry. I'm gonna redraw those things again. I just really want to know that live, because my feedback here is kind of feedback I'm getting from my feedback displays. It's hanging. I don't know if I'm actually displaying or not. Okay, okay. So, in a few minutes, I'll be back into teaching us. Just want to know that everything is moving fine. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to work on my feedback. And okay, I think I can see my feedback clearly now. So, I'm sure that we are all moving together. Okay, okay. So, okay, so let me go ahead. So yesterday I began to show us how price moves, and I gave us certain rules for marking out our structure. So I don't know why I like downtrend, so I'll just follow on with the downtrend, and I was telling us that, so should this be that price is forming a high, a low, a high, a swing low, a swing high. We don't just go ahead and say this is a lower low, right? For us to conclude that this is a lower low, we have to see something called an inducement. That is, the price has to break this previous high here, right? Maybe get to the whichever high, even if it's just one, it breaks. Yeah, we are good. And once price does that, then we have this to be a what? A strong low. So we can now call this what? A strong low. And I think yesterday I began to mark it using this check symbol. So that happens to be a strong low. And this particular move here that price does, this particular move here that price does is going to be our inducement. That particular move that price does there is going to be representing our inducement. And remember what inducements are. We know what inducements are. Inducement, simply put, when price takes the recent high in a move, right? In a particular move, like if price is in a bearish move, forming swing highs and swing lows, the moment price comes back to take the most recent high it formed, then we can now say that, oh, price has induced. And if it's in an uptrend, right, then price is forming swing highs, swing lows. Price is in an uptrend to be respecting all the highs and violating all the lows, right? To be sweeping out and be clearing all the lows and respecting all the highs that it is forming. Now we are going to say that we have an inducement if price comes and takes the most recent high that it formed, right? If price comes and takes out the most recent high that it formed, then we are going to say that we actually have an inducement. So if price doesn't take out the most recent high that it has formed, we actually don't have any form of inducement. If price don't take out the recent high that it has formed, we don't have any form of inducement. Okay, so this is a downtrend. Price is respecting all the highs and what? Violating all the lows. Respecting all the highs and violating all the lows. So price is violating all the lows and respecting all the highs because it is in a downtrend, right? So for us to say we have an inducement, price has to violate the most recent high here, and this is the most recent high that price formed. And once price violates that, then this becomes a what? A valid lower low. This is strong low. This low now has the capacity to bounce price and move price around for a short while. We know that because price is in a downtrend, it will definitely come and take that low. Now look at this. Price can, because all these ones are just minor highs, come here, people can call this a change of character, taking out all these inducement highs, all these ones here, it sweeps them as liquidity. And what do you see? Some funny movements, and boom, can come here, break structure to the downside until you have price violating this line here, right? We don't have a break of structure until price violates this line. We don't have a break of structure to the downside. You can have all the minor break of structures you want to talk about, internal range break of structure, right? Or every kind of internal range break of structure can happen here. Minor break of structure happening to minor structure. But when you talk about the major structure, this is the major structure low. It's a strong low, but we know that price is going to violate this low, right? This is a strong high that price will what? Will respect. So once this happens, there's an anatomy I have for structure, but I cannot give my structure anatomy now. I can just be mentioning one or two things about it, about my structure anatomy. Uh, but in the full class, I'm going to give the proper structure anatomy there. Let me clear out this particular trade here. So um, what do we see here? This particular point becomes a strong high. This particular place becomes a strong high. Why? Because this is the highest point on this swing, right? Before price violates this and starts coming down to break this. So when price breaks this, this becomes our lower high. Until we see a break of structure, we don't have a lower high, and I explained that properly. See a break of structure, we actually don't have a lower high. We only have a lower high after a break of structure, and this is a lower low. We only have a lower low afterwards inducement. Now some people, once they see this low, okay, structure has broken this particular low, which was the initial strong low, they call this a lower low, which is a wrong thing to do. Your price gives you an inducement, so call this range structure. right? There are different stages of range structure: primary range structure, secondary range structure. That about then you have the internal range